You are listening to The Moneyline, your source for sports and entertainment wagering. And now, here are your hosts, Matt Vaders and James Delzell.
Alrighty, we're back. We're back with the camera this time.
The camera. Things are a little different around here, but I think we can handle this.
Yeah, we got ourselves a set now.
What episode number is this?
This is number 17.
17. Makes me think of Ilya Kovalchuk.
Really makes me think of Wendell Clark.
Ooh, I think that'd be a good one-on-one battle.
Yeah, I don't. It would be a good battle. Who would win that?
Well, are they fighting or are they scoring?
Well, if they're fighting, I don't know. Well, Kovalchuk had a couple fights. I think he pulled Crosby's hair once.
Yeah,
Did he do
something
that?
like that anyways. But fighting Clark, maybe goal-scoring Kovalchuk. So
maybe, I don't know. They'd have to go post it.
We're already jumping into a head-to-head, folks. So
right off the bat.
So let's kick things off and want to talk about. Well, what do you want to talk about, Jace?
Well, how about since I got the jersey on, let's go ahead. Let's talk about the NHL playoffs and let's start with the Mighty Ducks since we got Duck stuff all over the place.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Duck stuff here.
We both have them to win the cup.
Yeah, the Ducks aren't off to a good start. They're actually down 2-0 in the series to Nashville, and Nashville stole 2 games in Anaheim, which I was shocked.
Yeah, so was I. They were both tight. I watched the game last night, and the Ducks played really hard. A lot of hitting anything that moved. But they just couldn't put the puck by Pekka Rinne.
Yeah, well, Pekka Rinne is when he gets hot, and he's getting hot at the right time here.
Yeah.
I knew Anaheim was going to come out in Game 2 and be a lot more physical, and they were.
Mm-hmm.
But they just couldn't execute. So I'm a little worried being down 2-0. But if there's a team that could come back, I really think Anaheim can come back. Now it's going to have to go 7 games, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's looking that way. I agree with you. I'm not quite worried. I'm not worried quite yet, but to go down 2-0 at home, it's a pretty rough start. They do look good. Those 2 games were very tight. They lost them both 3-2. Down the whole game basically yesterday. Nashville does look really good, and they were a little bit of a threat coming in. Nobody was really talking about them, but with Weber and Josie and their defense is pretty solid.
They do have a good team, but everyone just thought that Anaheim has been hot and they would come in and win this one easily. But good for Nashville.
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely good for the team. I think you'll see a pretty excited fan base there in Nashville
tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So I really think though Anaheim's going to make a few adjustments and they're going to come out and I see them winning this one. I can't see them going down 3-0. I got a question though. Do you think they might make a switch in goal?
I was just about to ask you the same thing. I don't know. I think they will. They hadn't had a goalie. I don't think they had a goalie lose back-to-back games pretty much all season. I'm pretty sure. So I think they'll probably go with Anderson next game and switch it up. See if they can generate some sort of momentum. They got to change. They got to do something.
It's not that Gibson's played
he's
bad, but just shake
good.
things up and maybe Anderson can come in and get red hot and carry them to a win. This is what happened. Was it last year or the year before? No, I think it was last year because it was Gibson and Anderson.
Yeah, and
whenever a goalie lost 2 in a row, he was taken out and the other went in. So same's happening this year, and I think Anaheim bounces back, and I think they're going to win by more than 1 goal. So,
yeah. You get check that puck line.
The puck line will probably be paying 3.5 times. So some pretty good odds out there. So.
I think they're going to come out. Those Ducks will be flying tomorrow night.
I'm making that bet too, based off. I still think they might be able to win the cup.
Well, we both got them right, so they better win the first round anyway.
So since we're talking about hockey, let's still talk about that Western Conference.
Okay.
San Jose did the same thing as Nashville. They went into LA and beat them 2 games in a row, and. They look quite good. So
they do. Well, I mean, it was a matter of time, right? We knew that San Jose's had a solid team for years and just kind of stunk it out in the playoffs.
Always that first round exit or something, right? So,
but they have blown a 3-0 series lead before to LA. So
they have.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. They got to win that 4th. Well, they got to win the 3rd first still. But
LA's not getting down on themselves just yet, but they have the same task as Anaheim.
Yeah, going back to LA, down the
road
highway to LA.
Yeah,
and that'll be interesting. I think San Jose's looking pretty solid too.
I think San Jose's looking like they're in the driver's seat for this one. All I can think about right now is Brent Burns' beard. So he started that playoff beard pretty early. So
I think he started it last year in the playoffs.
I really enjoy watching this guy. This guy seems to, he can do it all. Take the puck end to end. You can mix it up physically.
He's good.
He's got that hard shot, great pass. He's really matured. I've noticed over the last couple of years. So
yeah, he's going to be a Norris candidate this year too, so I'm sure that he'll be in the running.
Yeah, no, he's great. So
yeah, he's pretty solid. That team's looking good, and Jones has been playing well against his former team, right?
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a chance that we might see Reimer, ex-Leaf, possibly start that one.
I thought so too, but I guess Jones, it is his former team. He used to back up quick.
Yeah.
So
he's been playing well. So this is good. Let's talk about St. Louis and Chicago. St. Louis is up 2-1.
Great series so far.
Both games that they've won, they've been outshot. So
Elliott's been awesome.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at how well he's played. I thought that they might get down a couple games and then you might see Jake Allen. But St. Louis is pretty. They're pretty deep team.
They are. Defensively, they got some really solid D, like 6 great defensemen.
They had the number 1 power play, I believe, in the league this year. So, and that was what factored in on the game-winning goal yesterday.
Schwartz finally scored.
Yeah, so that was a nice little power play goal there. So,
yeah, they're looking good too. Another team that's kind of had that early exit, and it looks like it's a bit early in the series, but. It looks like maybe San Jose and St. Louis are finally going to get out of that first round.
Yeah, it's if things go the way they're looking, they will get through that first round. I still don't want to count Chicago out of this one. I can see this being a very long series. I think it's it's a great series though, and
it has been
looking
awesome
like
so
it's could go 7 games. So
yeah, I'd like to go back and take a look at our predictions.
I think I took Chicago in 6, so they got to run the table their next 3, which. It can be done.
Well, hopefully not.
Yeah.
I like St. Louis to win that one.
In 7, I think, if I recall.
I think that's,
your bet's looking pretty good right now.
Not too bad. Definitely maybe get a point for the 7 games.
That's right.
Hopefully.
So, and the other series in the West there is Dallas and Minnesota, which Dallas won the first game 4-0. In the second game, 2-1?
I think it was 2-1, yeah.
2-1, yeah. So, I had Dallas winning a sweep, so that's looking pretty good. Minnesota looked better in the second game, made some adjustments, a little bit more. I noticed that their checking was a little bit more tighter. So, but I'm impressed with Dallas's goaltending. I thought this was the weak point coming into the series.
Yeah, so did I.
And
Ledman get the shutout in the first game.
Yeah, so they've silencing the critics, as the saying goes. So
they only allowed 1 goal in 2 games.
Yeah, I know, and some people are going to say, well, it's against Minnesota, who doesn't score a lot, and they're without Parise. You know what? When it comes down to it, you still got to stop the puck, no matter who it is, and these guys are all professionals. So, I've been impressed with Dallas. So
yeah, they've been pretty good, and again, I haven't been able to buy into Dallas. I just haven't.
I'm with you. The only part of Dallas I like is Klingberg, because he's been on my keeper league and he puts up points. So that's, and Spezza's doing the way back playback. He's playing like he's 10 years younger here.
Yeah, I know.
So that's nice to see. So good for them.
Yeah. So let's scoot on over to the East, where that Detroit Tampa series is going crazy.
That's my favorite series going on right now.
Yeah, it's a great series.
It's very physical. I didn't think it was going to be as physical as it is, and Tyler Johnson's, he was injured for half the year this year, and he's put up some points. I think he's got 6, 7.
He's got a ton.
6 points.
Yeah, he
had 4 in the game 2, and I think he had 2 in the first.
Yeah, he's putting up the numbers.
So that's nice to see. Every team's has won on their home ice, so proving that home ice.
Mrazek they brought in yesterday, and he got the shutout. So
he was struggling. No, there was a late goal, wasn't it? Was there a late goal? Maybe not. I think
they won
right.
2-0.
Yeah, you could be right. Maybe what I saw 2-1 was the series.
Yeah.
So so it was nice to see Mrazek, who struggled near the end of the year last year. He was pulled, like it almost seemed like
game?
3 out of 4 starts or something. So, yeah, it's that series is my favorite going on. We got Game 3 tonight between Pittsburgh and the Rangers.
All these series have been really good so far.
And
really good.
It's still Fleury's questionable for tonight. That concussion problem. He almost went in Game 1.
Yeah.
So, but
I thought he was going to.
I thought so as well. It was like a game time decision, but it was nice to see Jeff Zakoff there. Yeah. Stood on his head Game 1. Rangers tied it up in the series though Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
So that's what I like too about these weekend series. It's like you got hockey all day, literally.
That's great.
So another another series, we got Washington and Philly.
That was
I was just saying before we came on air here that I really been impressed with Washington, but why am I impressed with them? They're number 1 seed. They're expected to go to the finals. They're Stanley Cup favorite, but I've just been like, I don't know, Holtby's really good.
Well, he tied the league record for wins this year. I mean, he's a legit top goalie in the league.
He's given up 1 goal in 2 games.
Yeah, and they peppered him with shots.
It was 5-on-3 they had last game, and they were just like hammering pucks at him. Ghost Bear and Giroux. Giroux, I think, is playing a little bit more injured than people are saying. He said he's 100%, but I don't know. I was watching him kind of, wince in pain a little bit there. So and then they lost Couturier for the.
He's going to be out for the He'll be out for the playoffs.
For the playoffs, which is probably going to be another 2 games. So
I think they'll be hitting the links pretty soon.
Yeah, so I thought Philly might be able to come in and steal like 1 or 2 games, but it's honestly it's leaning towards a sweep right now.
Yeah, that's what I took. I'm pretty sure I took Washington a sweep. I think that's the only sweep I had.
You did, so which is a good call on your behalf.
But we'll see. I mean, they still got to win 2 more.
Home ice is huge, right?
A big difference. And Philly at home, I think they'll play a little different.
And being able to have that last line change really helps out.
Makes a big difference. But yeah, Washington looks good. They look like the best team out there, as they should. They were the best team all year. Again, it's Washington and it's a playoffs, and they just don't really tend to play that great in the playoffs.
But you know what? As we're seeing so far, history's not going to repeat itself.
No, it looks like 2016's the year where, again, these series are far from over, but they're starting off to maybe change some of those past little issues.
Exactly. So what else is what other series have we not talked about in the East? I know there's
we got
Pittsburgh Rangers, Washington, Philly.
Florida Islanders.
Yeah, this is like another
great series.
Last night Islanders down 3-1, came back, forced overtime, and won it in overtime thanks to a Thomas Hickey who got the game winner. First ever win at the Barclays Center.
Oh yeah!
So that was the first ever playoff game there.
Right.
So the fans were pretty pumped, and that'll be a trivia question about 12 years down the road. Who scored the game-winning goal in the first ever playoff game at the Barclays Center?
And Mr. Hickey,
Thomas Hickey, who did play for Team Canada.
Did he?
A few years ago. So nice to see him there, and Tavares is chipping in on this team. I think he had another 2 assists yesterday.
Yeah, it's Tavares. He had a kind of a slow year, kind of a quiet year in the point total production after that huge year last year, which was kind of surprising. But he does it all, right? He plays such an all around game. He's always a threat.
Yeah.
Too.
And Islanders are up 2-1 with their backup. Grice or something. So
I just want to call him Greasy, but
we can call him. We can call him whatever.
Whatever we want.
Yeah, Thomas Greasy. Can go along with our what we call Sheen Ghost Bear.
Ghost Bear and Greasy.
So yeah, we're starting our own little fancy lineup for next year. It sounds here. So we're getting a little sidetracked, but we'll try and get.
Well, let's talk about Luongo, because I had mentioned that I thought he was going to be outstanding. At the first game, little rough. Second game, he stood on his head.
Yeah, he had over 40 saves.
Yeah, 42 saves on 43 shots. I was like, there we go. That's what I'm expecting. And then yesterday, a little shaky again.
Yeah, couldn't keep a 3-1 lead. It's not all to blame to him.
No, but it's he's had a rough time in the playoffs too. So hoping if all these trends break, his will as well, and hopefully he can win this series. But
Yeah, I think we both took
Islanders.
Florida, didn't we?
I think we did.
May have taken them in 6 or 7.
But the Islanders are they're looking tough.
They-
Florida's in a tough spot. But all these series, they're so tight. The games have been really good.
Yeah, and that's what playoff hockey's all about, and love to see it. So,
I feel like we're missing a game, aren't we?
nope, I think we got them
Did we
all.
get them all?
Florida Islanders, Washington, Philly, Detroit, Tampa, and yeah,
Washington, Philly,
Washington, Philly,
Florida Islanders,
Florida Islanders,
Tampa, Detroit, and Pittsburgh.
and Pittsburgh Rangers. Yeah, sorry guys, we got to count on our fingers here to get up to 4, but we together we were able to get it done.
We did it. And so the series are all looking great. I guess we won't get into the games tonight yet. We'll save that for later.
All right.
Okay. Let's hop on into, since we're in playoff talk, let's go to the NBA.
The NBA, I just want to start things off. Last episode, I believe I said the Western Conference, all the favorite teams were going to go 16-0 and all get a sweep. Well, all of them have won game 1, so we're 25% of the way there. So the only one that I have a little bit of doubts in is the Portland Clippers. I can see Portland possibly winning one at home. That's remains to be seen. Let's talk about Steph Curry.
Yeah,
he's questionable for game 2.
I heard that he was ready to go. It is tonight.
Yeah.
That he was going to go, but we'll see. That could be.
I'm wondering if his minutes might be limited a little bit. Last game they had Patrick Beverley guarding him, and I mean this guy was in his face. He was playing swarming defense on him. Curry still put up 24 points in 20 minutes. So, as much as you can get in this guy's face, but, maybe this is just, playoffs are a long stretch of time, and I'm thinking maybe, if Houston can bump Curry and, give him a few little bruises, that'll just pave the way for the Spurs, who... So I'm kind of jumping over the Spurs, who had a very easy game yesterday.
Man, they just walked. That's the thing. Your West teams just annihilated. Like, all the games were blowouts.
Yeah, they were, and that's just the way I saw the series going.
Well, you called that so far.
So far, yeah.
So far, one game.
So I think, if I was, depending on how bad Curry's ankle was, I would sit him tonight.
I was going to say the same thing.
It's not do or die, and I still think that team without him,
they should still be able
they could beat Houston.
I think so.
Thompson, I think you would see Green put up a big night for them to beat Houston. Or maybe he comes out today and plays the first half. They're up by 20, 25. Hey, shut her down for the rest of the game, right? So,
yeah, you got to be careful with him. Like, you're going to need him in a deep playoff run, and you want him to be healthy. I think they should definitely limit his minutes tonight. Maybe keep an eye. Like you said, though, I probably wouldn't even play him and just, it's only game 2. Let's make sure that you get 100% before we throw you back in. I think that Golden State is good enough to win without him, too. I think they should be able to beat Houston. Everybody else is the team's pretty much healthy otherwise, right?
Yeah, exactly. So Iguodala's back, so he can come in and take over. So now that we've talked about the West,
well, the one, yeah.
Well, we could talk about a little bit about
we
could talk about the Spurs game. Popovich played his he used his whole bench in game 1. To save some of those minutes. I think Aldridge played like 29 minutes or something, so they had a pretty easy game. I was watching that game, and I don't think Memphis has a chance unless we see the old Vince Carter. He put up the first points for Memphis there yesterday with a nice 3-pointer. I was like, oh, here's the
shades of VC.
I had to look twice to see if he had a purple uniform on from the Raptors. So I don't think they're gonna. Memphis has really much of a chance.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
But and then also Oklahoma had an easy game against Dallas.
Dallas put up their lowest points of all time, I believe.
Oh,
they're in playoffs, lowest playoff total of all time. I'm pretty sure.
So they didn't show up for game 1. So hopefully they show up a little later on.
Yeah.
And I was kind of surprised to see Clippers win by as much as they did against Portland. With Portland with Lillard and McCollum, 2 great guys, I thought, this game would be a little closer than what it was, but...
That's the thing, like, everybody's talking Golden State, San Antonio, but Oklahoma City and the LA Clippers are definite threats, I think. I mean, again, nobody expects either of them to do anything against the other two teams, but I think that we're jumping ahead a whole round, but I think that those will be much more interesting than people perceive.
If things go the way I see it, you're going to see the Clippers and Spurs. And Spurs will be favored, but just slightly. It wouldn't be a huge shocker to see Oklahoma beat them. No. But I think that series will go 6 or 7 for sure. So,
but that's future talk.
That's future talk in about 3 games once everyone sweeps. So
we'll see. I still would take that bet. I think one of them's gonna.
Well, we'll talk off air on some odds here. I need some extra coffee money, so
we'll put that on the next episode. Let you know what kind of odds I gave Matt.
Yeah. So
but let's talk about the Raptors.
Jump into the Raptors. I was all happy till you just brought up the Raptors.
Yeah, sorry.
Raptors came out and let's just say they pooped to bed.
All the way to bed.
They didn't exactly show up. We didn't see their best game. I was a little disappointed in Dwayne Casey here in this game. I'm going to be honest. Corey Joseph had a great first half, 4 for 4, 10 points. Your all-stars in DeRozan and Lowry were not getting it done. They were combined 9 for 39 from the field. Not only that, they were missing free throws. Yeah. The Raptors as a team missed, double digits in free throws, which, you know what, when you're at the charity stripe, you got to get those points, you got to get them down.
Well, that's the game right there, right?
Exactly. So, am I worried a little bit? No, because we figured this series would go 6. I think Raptors, the place is going to be pumping tonight, and it's do or die.
They got to win. They got to win tonight.
I was impressed with JV's game. I think he had 12
really
points, 19 rebounds, or something like that.
I don't know the numbers.
I was impressed with him. I just want to see the guys that, I just thought Dwayne Casey made a mistake. We should have seen more of Joseph. Mm-hmm. I know you want to get your Lowry and DeRozan. You stick with them because they're your all-stars, and you want them to get it going. But you know what? They don't have it going every night.
No, and they sure didn't last game. And when they're both off, well, you see what happens, and then they're not going to win if those two aren't on.
Yeah, and we got to figure out how to stop George.
No kidding. That was the big thing coming in. That was the only worry, and he
showed up, put up 30 points or something, and
he took that game in his own hands.
Yeah, so if we can just, maybe step on his ankle or something, knock him out of the series, we should be pretty good.
Undo his shoelace?
Yeah, but we're going to have to figure out a way how to stop him, and, whether it's double teaming or it's going to leave someone else wide open. But,
they definitely got to stop George.
Raptors are favored by 7 tonight.
7? So, or 7 or 7.5?
So I think We'll talk about that later, because I think that might be on one of my picks lists. So we'll keep you guys tuned in to see what's going to happen with that one.
But yeah, hopefully they show up, because as we said, great season, record-breaking season for the Raptors this year, shattering their old win total of 50. They got 56.
Yeah,
their old win total was 50 was their new record, right?
Yeah, I think so. They think they had 49 last year. So to beat that by 7 games, this would be, depressing if they had another first round.
There would be some.
I think you would see Dwayne Casey in the unemployment line.
Something crazy would happen.
There'd be some shakeups for sure going on.
They can't afford. They cannot lose.
And we can't get down as fans. No, it's one game.
Of course, exactly.
So,
but it's that whole stigma of, we got to see them win a round, and
yeah,
I was really hoping for a sweep in this series, but
I knew it wasn't going to be a sweep. So
just be nice to see them get hot, and Carroll's back too. The team's pretty healthy, so
yep.
They just got to get those all-stars working tonight, and
so
good points.
Let's talk about other games in that series. Detroit and Cleveland.
That game was a lot closer than I thought.
I think they ended up winning by
it was 106-101.
5 points. Okay. But Cleveland was winning Detroit was winning that game late in the third. They were up by 7. But proves, the theory, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So,
yeah.
Detroit did win the season series 3-1.
Oh, wow.
So, I expected a blowout, to be quite honest, by Cleveland. I thought, LeBron would sit the whole fourth quarter. This is playoffs, but let's talk about the big three.
Well, first, LeBron is not going to use any social media for the playoffs. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did see that.
He's sworn off it, so look out.
So we're going to see if he's staying true to that. We're going to tweet him, see if we can get him on here. But,
the big three. Okay, sorry.
The big three, they showed up. 81 points combined.
Wow.
Between LeBron, Irving, and Love. This was the question mark whether these three would show up.
Yeah,
and they all showed up for game one. So
if those three can stay on the same page and put it together, they could be unstoppable.
Yeah, well, and
they really could be if they put it all together.
They are favorites to come out of the East. So
yeah, they are. The thing with the East is it looks like anybody could really win in the East. I mean, you got blowouts in the West, but on the East, we're already seeing, it was a pretty close game one with Cleveland and Detroit. And
the only game that there
winning.
was Miami and Charlotte, which
Miami.
I thought this was going to be a lot closer of a series, and it's one game.
Yes.
I think Miami blew them out they shot like 58%, won by like 25-ish around there. So they had that game won, it seemed at half.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
No, not at all. So the Atlanta won game one over Boston by 1 point, 102-101.
Yeah, that was that'll be a good series.
That'll be a great series. Boston has really impressed me this year. Seems like they got a good mix of guys over there, and I just think that's going to be a great series. I can see that one going 7.
Yeah.
Atlanta started off the year pretty slowly, but then they caught fire, and I'm really looking forward to that series. I think it's going to go 7.
Yeah, that'll be a really good series. I agree with you on that, and hopefully we'll keep everybody up to date with how everything's going.
Yeah, because they play again tonight, game 2, maybe tonight. So yeah.
So go Raptors and we the North.
Hashtag we the North. So I don't have much else to say about the NBA.
No, I mean, but I. No, we will, as always, have a lot to say about those Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, the Toronto Blue Jays. They came out yesterday. They got a win.
And a good win.
Very important game. They had lost the first 2 games in the series. They lost to Price on Saturday.
They hit them pretty well.
They were, you know what?
Batista just missed that bomb off the wall.
And I still think that play he was safe if...
I was listening to it on the radio.
Yeah,
I didn't see it. It sounded like he was.
It was
safe.
A bang play. The umpire was in terrible position for it. He called them out. Batista thought he was safe. Stayed on the base.
They did challenge.
They did challenge it, and I guess it wasn't conclusive. So, but looking at it, it looked like he may have beat it, but not enough to overturn it.
Yeah.
So that would have been huge because that would have been 1 out, runner on third.
Yeah, that was a big momentum shift, and it was only the first inning, but it makes a big difference. You pump a couple runs in the first inning.
Yeah.
Get to Price early, get in his head. So they kind of did anyway, but.
Yeah, they got the 1 run in the first, but that would have been huge getting that extra run.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Sanchez yesterday, who came out and pitched 7 innings, 7 Ks.
Innings, yeah.
He had a no-hitter going into the 5th.
Mm-hmm. He only allowed 2 hits, 4 walks, but
that's always going to. I think that's going to be an issue with him a little bit. His walks, if he can keep that down, didn't hurt him yesterday.
Yeah.
But got the Jays into the 7th inning, where they had 1 less inning to, use that bullpen, which has been shaky.
Yeah, Storen came out and he was shut down. He was great. Yeah.
And the game was closer then. It was 3-1 when Storen came in.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
and then the Jays.
And it's nice to see the Jays get a couple insurance runs late. We've been missing that. Nice to see them
get some late hits.
Yeah, and talking about hits, they had a season high 14 hits yesterday.
Everyone in their starting lineup had a hit. Everyone but the new leadoff man yesterday. Michael Saunders had a hit going into the 9th, and then Saunders had
he got that base hit to the opposite field, so that's good. Jays shaking up their lineup. Gibbons saw. Pilar, I saw the old Pilar come about. He was chasing that slider off the plate, and that's what got him into trouble with a lot of strikeouts before. And he was starting to go back to that, and teams were realizing it. So, and, there's a lot of, a little bit of pressure on it. Some people say, well, it's only 1 at bat. Well, maybe maybe it takes Pilar a couple innings to get into the game.
Yeah, and also there is a ton of pressure. You're the guy, you're the leadoff guy. You're supposed to get on base. There's a ton of pressure. You're the first guy to go up and face the pitcher. There's a lot of pressure.
As soon as you're done the national anthem, it's like put a helmet on. You're up.
Yeah.
So
they moved him back down to 8th yesterday, and he went 3 for 4.
Yeah. So and that's why I like Pilar down there. It gives him a little bit of speed. For he can. He had like 27 steals or something last year.
Yeah, he was in the top 10 in steals.
So, if we can get him down there hitting and before those top of the lineup comes up, that will really help. So,
well, I think he is more effective in the bottom of the lineup because he can steal down there because he's not gonna steal any bases if he gets on with Donaldson following him and then Batista, then Encarnacion.
Exactly.
He's not gonna have any opportunity to steal any bases really, or he shouldn't.
No,
right?
They're not gonna let him steal unless there's 2 out and maybe you got like Encarnacion up or something, so you don't mind if he leads off the inning. But I don't think Saunders is your prototypical leadoff guy.
Yeah, he's less prototypical than even Pilar was, but I mean, it'll be interesting. It worked yesterday. I'm sure that we'll see it in about an hour or so. The game's
I'm looking forward to a little morning game. Don't say that very often. So. Jays, I think, are 5-1 in their last 6 Patriot Day games.
Are they?
Something. Yeah. So
I didn't realize their record was that good.
Yeah, we got Jay Happ going to the mound.
Yeah, he's been pitching well. All the Jays starters have been pitching well, minus Dickey's one little. He got hit pretty hard, and again, people are bashing Dickey, but that's what you expect with a knuckleballer. One day he's gonna go 9 innings, 1 hit ball, and one day he's gonna go 2 innings with 10 hits and 7 runs.
Yeah, it's worth noting too that this is the first left-hander Boston's faced.
That's true. The first left-handed starter they faced all season.
And you know what I didn't know about the Jays? Everyone's kind of down on them a little bit. Their 6-7 record, which is 13 games, but their first 17 games are within their own division.
I know.
And this is a wide open division, and maybe there's a little pressure, facing your divisional rivals and stuff. So
of course, and there is tons of pressure. Everybody knows that that division's going to be tough, and so the beauty with them being 6-7 against their own division is that Boston is 1 game below 500. New York, they're keeping pace. Baltimore hasn't played anybody really in their own division yet. Maybe one.
I think they played Tampa. I think.
But I mean, they haven't. They face the Jays tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be a good series.
And that'll be big to try and even out get early in the year and even out the AL East.
The little bit of gap that there is there.
Yeah, and I think I'm not worried. I'm not worried. The bats came alive yesterday. Nope. The starting pitching has been phenomenal. If that's the pitching that they're going to get this year, they're in good shape. Sanchez has been perfect. It was nice to see him finally get a win. He's deserved 3. He should be 3-0, really.
Yeah, you are right. He has pitched extremely well.
He's got 20 Ks.
We still need these Colabello and Martin to get going. It was nice to see Martin with that opposite field single late in yesterday's game. And this is something like this is what could turn.
So I was going to say, hopefully the floodgates are open. Everybody hit yesterday, 14 hits. Hopefully everybody kind of get out of their head and just go out there and relax.
Yeah,
and keep hitting the ball.
And that's what we want. I want to talk about Smoke. Smoke hasn't really got an opportunity to play. He's 1 for 12 with 11 strikeouts.
I think it's 12 now.
No, he walked.
Oh, he did walk. That's right.
He walked in that. I saw that stat, and I'm like, please just get a ground out.
He walked.
Make contact. So he either will get on base or strike out. Looks like it, but I feel like this guy's. He's just lost. Even against a couple right-handers, they've gone to Colabello. Very tough for Smoke to get his confidence going right now.
Yeah.
They seem to be leaning towards Colabello, who's batting a whopping .83 or something.
I think that's accurate.
So it's frustrating for Smoke. He's probably like, Gibby, put me in. But, Gibby has a tendency to really ride guys out. Yeah. And this looks like it's one of those situations.
It does. We'll see what happens because, again, if Colabello... So funny, I it was hitting around 400 almost all last season. And to have just his batting average plummet this year is pretty rough.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. Maybe he'll go back to the platoon like he was kind of doing. I feel like that's the move. You got to keep flipping at bats with these guys till one of them gets the hot bat.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not even sure if they're facing a righty or a lefty today. So
it's Buchholz.
Buchholz.
Wade
Oh, Buchholz
Buchholz.
is an interesting pitcher. He seems to pitch well against the Jays, though. So, with a righty on the mound, I hope they kind of go with Smoke. Like, this guy's got to get some confidence going. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure the lineup's out already. It's 10 a.m. The game starts in an hour.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go searching for it right now because
No,
it's very minor.
My guess would be that they'd pretty much have. I would guess they'd go with the same lineup they had yesterday. Really.
Well, they might.
The big
With it being a
like
morning
that.
game, they might give someone a rest. We can see like a Saunders maybe getting the day off, or a Goins put Barney in or someone.
Maybe.
So,
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see. Anyway, hopefully they'll win that.
win this game so they can at least get a split and be back to 500
Yeah, that'd be nice. And
before heading into Baltimore, another big series.
yeah.
So-
Also to mention on the strikeout thing, the Jays actually have the record for most strikeouts in the first whatever amount of games it is in the season.
Well, that's a good stat there.
Yeah, they have been striking out a lot.
Yeah,
Which is weird. They didn't strike out a whole ton last year.
Going into yesterday's game, the MLB average was around 90.4 for strikeouts, and I believe the Jays had 134. So that just proves how much they are striking out at the plate.
It's okay. So last year, I forget the exact number. I think it was 20 or 30 games where they had over 10 strikeouts or more. I don't know the exact number, but they've already had 10 games with 10 or more strikeouts.
Wow. So they need to just start putting the ball in play more, forcing the defense to make plays and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if the tapes are out on the Jays hitting or what's going on, if they're just trying too hard to crush the ball as they do, but yeah, they can't be striking out that much.
I think they are trying a little bit too hard, and they know they're struggling. They know their potential's way more, so they need to kick it into gear. We are only 13 games into a long 162 game schedule, so let's hopefully yesterday was a sign of things to come. So
yeah, and I think it will be again. Well, I haven't been worried. It was getting a tad dicey. And,
the bullpen's still a little worrisome, but I think Storin had a great outing yesterday, and I was kind of upset that Osuna came in yesterday. To
I
be
was
quite
too.
honest, it was a 5-1 game. They got that insurance run, so it wasn't a save, and they had Chavez warming up, and it's like, why don't you just bring Chavez in, and keep Osuna for you might need him today for a save opportunity.
I was in the same boat as you. I was like, okay, we'll take once they got the 2 insurance runs in the top of the 9th. I was like, okay, we'll sit him down, give him a rest.
Yeah.
Very surprised that he came in.
Or I don't know. I was shocked, and when they got that home run to make it 5-3, I was like, oh, here we go.
I kind of don't mind that. That kid is. I just love his poise.
Yeah.
He allows that, and then he just
Mowed them down, struck out the next 2
just
guys.
like it's like he forgets about the last pitch he threw or the last thing that happened. He's unreal. He's gonna be he has been a force.
I've been kind of ripping Gibby all year, so this is another one where there's a little asterisk beside it. But the reason he may have done it is because earlier in the season he had, I don't know if it was Storin get loose a couple times, and he got warmed up and didn't end up coming in the game.
Yeah.
It wasn't available. So he probably thought, okay, well, he's Osuna's warmed up, but he's ready to go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to use him again tomorrow anyway. So I think that's where his thinking was going with
Maybe.
that.
I'm kind of with you on that, and I still the verdict is sort of still up in the air with Gibby. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt on things. You know how I'm pretty vocal on my thoughts when Gibby does something wrong or something that I perceive to be wrong.
Yep.
But he does what he does, and we'll see. Like you said, we'll keep little checks on what's going on, and the ones that we can say, that one's more on him.
Yeah.
I would say. Anyway.
It's a very light asterisk I got there. It's not that one where you're putting black permanent marker. You're like, that was a huge mistake, you idiot.
It was, but it was, the check mark beside it. It was a weird move, I thought.
Yeah.
But it worked out. I guess.
Bottom line is Jay's got the win.
They got the win. That's all that matters. And yeah, hopefully they'll continue to keep those bats hot and keep rolling.
Exactly. Well, I think that we touched on the Jays, and why don't we jump into some picks?
Let's do that. Oh yeah. So, if you were listening to last show, my actual picks, my gold, silver, and bronze went 3-0. Unfortunately, Matt beat me in that head-to-head.
Oh, that's
game.
Unfortunate, eh?
Yes, it sure is.
My picks went 2-1, but I bumped my record against Jamie to 3-1. So we haven't even discussed our picks for today, so we don't even know if there's going to be a head-to-head or.
Let's
I might make one just for fun. I'm 2 games ahead of them. I might try and give them one, guys. So.
All right. Do you have your picks yet?
Well, I don't have my picks, but I did mention about Toronto and Indiana. Toronto's favored by 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
I think they come out and get this game. I think they win by double digits. So obviously I'm going to take the -7.
Alrighty, and where are you putting that in your ranking?
Let's just
medals?
Coin flip, silver pick it is.
Silver pick for Matt is the Raptors -7 tonight. Okay, alrighty. Do you want me to run down the other games, or
sure?
Let's just go through them. So we got, as we said, the Jays in Boston at 11 a.m. this morning. Boston is a slight favorite in that one. The Mets are playing Philly in Philly. I think Syndergaard's throwing today.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so the Mets are fairly big favorite in that one, -171. Washington and Miami, there was no line on that. Right now, Colorado is in Cincinnati, with Cincinnati a very slight favorite. Not really any big favorites in today's games. The Cubs are in St. Louis as very small favorites. The Angels are playing in Chicago against the White Sox. The White Sox are, again, a -121, so very small favorites.
Slight favorite.
And Milwaukee at Minnesota, and this is interesting that Minnesota is actually a favorite.
Yeah, Minnesota lost their first 9 games of the year, but then they came out and they swept the Angels.
Mm-hmm.
So they're 3-9 on the year.
So, yeah, they are a -129 favorite at home against Milwaukee. And then Arizona and San Francisco, and there's no line on that one. There's your MLB games. Is there any,
Well, I'm kind of was 0-1 on my only pick last episode with Baltimore. I took them as an upset. But I'm gonna make my bronze play the Minnesota Twins. I think they're this team's much better. They're young. I'm gonna make them. I think they're gonna come out and extend their winning streak to 4 games.
Okay, alrighty. I like Syndergaard. They're the worst odds on the day today, but they're still not bad.
Oh, he's taking the biggest favor of the day. He must need to boost his record, folks. So. We'll let him do that.
You know what? I'm just going to take that as my silver pick. I'm taking the Mets today, and I think Syndergaard. I don't know is there a ball line? What do you? Would take the -1.5.
Yeah, run line.
Yeah, run line. That makes more sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I call it the ball line, but we'll take them. We'll take them for the ball line. It's a new term here on Moneyline.
Ball line is 2.5.
2.5. All right. So
I'm not taking them 2.5.
Oh, okay.
I'll take them by 1.5.
The ball lines would be really good odds.
They would be great odds. I'm gonna take the Jays with my bronze pick, as they are dogs today. I'll take the slight dog there, and I'm just gonna take the 2 games in the MLB today. Okay. If you want to go, you know what? I'm gonna go head-to-head with you though, and I'm gonna take Milwaukee. Against Minnesota.
All right. Well, I thought I was going to give him 1, guys, but unfortunately it's going to be 4-1. So, we're just having a little fun here. But he's going to take Milwaukee. Maybe, he's going to take out his Robin Yount jersey from way back in the days. And
let's go through the jerseys. See
if might be able to find one. That's a pretty even game.
It'll be, so.
Good little head-to-head. Yep, there we go. Folks, you saw it. Let's get into the hockey games, because I got a goal play in there, I think.
Oh, here we go. What's your gold play today, Matthew?
Well, let's just go through the odds first.
Okay, well, we got Washington at Philly. Washington is, again, not a huge favorite at -144 on the road. Dallas is -130 in Minnesota. And then the LA Kings are not favored in San Jose. San Jose is very small, 117.
Ooh, that's basically...
That's almost a coin flip.
Exactly. I thought the Pittsburgh Rangers played tonight, but maybe they had 3 days off and they played tomorrow, which could very well be possible. But I'm going to go with gold play of the night. I'm taking LA to bounce back in this series. Slight underdog. Not really.
Very slight, but it'll pay even money probably.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they bounce back and we'll be down 2-1 in this series. I'm not sure when we're filming our next episode, so I just wanted to throw it out here. I think the Rangers get it done in Game 3. It's totally going against my Pittsburgh pick and me thinking they're going to make it to the finals. I think Game 3 belongs to the Rangers at home. Just wanted to say that there.
Okay, we'll definitely keep an eye on that. I got 2 home dogs today. Unfortunately, they're in the 2 series that I just have no faith in either of those teams. So I'm going to stay away from the NHL tonight.
Oh, okay.
And going to hop to the NBA where, as you heard, Matt's silver pick. The Raptors are at home against Indiana, -7. Dallas is at Oklahoma City, -13.5 in that one. And after the last game, those odds don't seem too bad, but I might have to flip some picks here because I think I'm gonna take Dallas to stay within the 13.5.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. I don't know if you want to make it your gold pick.
I definitely don't want to make it my gold pick. I'm going to I'll put your picks under mine. I'll take the Mets as my gold pick.
Fair
I'll
enough.
flip the Jays up to my silver.
Yep.
And I'll take Oklahoma City as my bronze pick today.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense here. So
I think those are the best way to do it. For some reason, I put LA in my picks, so I will switch that.
Well, you probably want to just get a win. That's why you took LA, right? So
okay, yeah. Well, I did go 3-0.
You are on fire. You're right.
I'm
so
doing pretty well. So now it's just a matter of taking you head to head.
Yeah, he's got to catch up to me, which he's a little behind, folks.
Let's go Brewers.
Yeah. What time does that game start? I can't wait to be watching that game all day.
I think it's at 8.
Oh, it's a little later on when the Raptors are playing.
Yeah, so we'll see if we watch that. So we'll just go through those picks quick again. Matt's gold pick is the LA Kings. His silver is the -7 for the Raptors tonight, and his bronze is the Minnesota Twins, who I am just gonna
go Twinkies.
go. I'm not even taking that as a pick. That's just my head-to-head pick. That's not even. So I'm gonna take the Bucks. Brewers.
the Bucks.
I saw the Milwaukee Bucks jersey and the Ray Allen jersey up behind me. It threw me off.
That's what it is, yeah.
So I'm going to take the Brewers. So my gold pick is the New York Mets today. I'm going to take the Jays with my silver pick, and then Dallas plus 13.5.
Not -13.
Not -13. That would be a nice payout.
That would be the reverse line.
That would probably be a nice.
Take that with the ball line, and you got some good odds.
Huge odds.
So
so there's the picks if you guys like tuning in, and super. Also, I don't know if you knew, but our super fan Josh Mayu has put a contest out.
Yeah.
I think it ended yesterday, so shame on you guys for not playing. But
he did like a little fan-to-fan contest. We did share it and stuff. Really cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'll allow a late submission, but so basically it was pick your Stanley Cup winner.
Yep.
And he's given out a $100 sports card lot. I think it's mostly NHL cards.
Yeah, it sounded like there was like some Gretzky and stuff, which was yeah, exactly. So it was super nice of him.
Yeah, thanks, Josh.
Yeah, so maybe if you get the picks in before game time tonight, he'll allow it. I don't see a problem with it being extended a little tiny bit.
We'll just say right here, right now, that maybe he'll extend it.
Exactly. We don't know. We can't get him on the phone right now, or else we'd call him up.
Yeah.
So, and guys, like always, if you got any ideas, let us know. Email us, tweet us, or, if you know of any guests that want to come on and chat with us or anything like that, just let us know. We're totally open. We did get quite a few brackets for the NHL, and we will have our contest winner at that. We entered the contest as well, and I can't say I'm doing too well right now with it.
Well, we both took the Ducks to win, so
yeah. So if they go in the first round, it's
trouble.
Might be going uphill. So yeah, but we're excited to do this. We love it. We love to hear from you guys.
Yeah. Now with the hopefully you guys are watching on YouTube now. So we got the YouTube channel up. It's the Moneyline podcast.
The Moneyline podcast.
You can find it.
Whatever you're watching us on, continue with it. And
huge thanks to Eamon O'Connell. Eamon O'Connell behind us. We'll definitely have a segment with him in soon. Ask Eamon what's I don't know. We'll ask him something.
Yeah.
But thanks. He set up this awesome set that we got going and is doing our YouTube channel stuff. So.
And we're just having fun like always, and we didn't get too carried away today.
We probably
a couple of our episodes we played musical chairs and had a couple little giggles and stuff, but yeah.
We got to keep it professional now. So.
Yeah, people can see us now, so.
Yeah, and Matt didn't wear his jersey
I
today.
know, next time I'll have a jersey. I don't know if I'm going to break out the Johnny Manziel, and, we still...
Do you have a Manziel
I do
jersey?
have a Johnny Manziel jersey, and...
you're wearing that next
on one of our future episodes, we will burn that jersey like LeBron James style.
And we clearly didn't burn the LeBron jerseys because we're just full of them.
Exactly. We will have that... taping.
You heard it. He said it.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
I'm willing to do that.
Burning the Johnny Manziel jersey.
Exactly.
I don't know if I want any part of that.
So, we'll make sure we do it safe. We have the hose and stuff. We have a fire permit.
We should pour some Zambuca on it.
So, sure. Well, we like to have fun. So, all right. So, and just like always, guys, you know how I always end every episode. So, keep your stick on the ice and go to the net hard.